Away from the camp of the NPP, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and the Greater Accra Police Command has agreed on the date for the NDC's upcoming protest scheduled for the 17th of this month. The police has also agreed with them on routes to be used. Speaking to the NDC, speaking to the media rather, the NDC General Secretary Fifi Kwete said the only challenge is about the termination point, which is yet to be agreed on. Joseph Armstrong is at the Central Police Station, is joined us via Zoom for a quick chat in relation to this. So Armstrong, do we have an idea what the agreed route is ahead of September 17?
Yeah, so all is set for the demonstration on the 17th of this month. So the police command and then the NDC, they just left this place. Currently where I stand is the Electoral Commission new head office. Earlier we were at the Central Police Command office, and they had an issue of where they'll be terminating after the demonstration. They start from the brass spot through TUC, then they'll present a petition at Parliament House, then they'll come to the Electoral Commission to also present a petition there for the forensic audit of the voter register. The challenge they had was where they will terminate when they get to the Electoral Commission, and that the police didn't understand where exactly they wanted to terminate. So they have to try from the Central Police Office to the Electoral Commission so they can mark exactly where they'll be putting a barricade to prevent the supporters from crossing so they can have a peaceful demonstration on the 17th, Marina.
And where have they agreed to have the barricade placed near the headquarters of the Electoral Commission?
So, Marina, on my left, you can count 1, 2, 3 neem trees over there. So the first neem tree will be where they will be terminating after the demonstration. Exactly where they will be terminating. It is very close to the entrance of the Electoral Commission head office here. And the police wanted them to go a little bit further, but the NDC executive says no, we came to meet the Electoral Commission. So going a bit further from this place means we didn't even embark on a demonstration at all. Hence, where they've agreed is very close to the entrance of the Electoral Commission. I think it's the very first time such demonstration is going to take place, and they've allowed the demonstrators to come this close to their point of presenting the petition, Marina.
We know that Fifi Kwete has been speaking to the media. What more has he been saying?
So for him, he is saying that it should be the interest of the Electoral Commission to support the call for a forensic audit of the voter register, because if you don't have anything under the Kabwa, they don't see why you should be hiding or you should be preventing this audit from taking place, because for the NDC, they are doing this thing to help the Electoral Commission to regain their clean name, so that they know that they are going to the election with everything in order. So they are calling on the Electoral Commission to support the call for the audit of the voter register. And they are also calling on their members across the country to ensure that on the 17th, they join their various regional demonstrations, so that they ensure that they have a fruitful demonstration. Also, they ask them not to be violent during the demonstration. This is a peaceful demonstration. They are calling for a good cause, so nobody should cause any mayhem on the day of the demonstration, Marina.
Let's take a listen to Fifi Kwete, who's been speaking to journalists.
Largely concluded that the date is feasible, so the demonstration is definitely going to happen next Tuesday on the 17th. We've also agreed on the routes we are going to use. We're going to start from Pamikoma Circle, come through Farisco, continue all the way to the National Theatre, and from there go on to Parliament House, and from Parliament House we'll finish at the premises of the Electoral Commission. What we're going to just finalize right now is exactly that's what we're going to go to the point of termination. That's the only part we want to conclude with them right away. So we are going with them right now to go and have a final look at the place in order to agree on the exact package. But generally that has been the agreement so far. So the demonstration definitely is going to happen on the 17th of this month, and the routes, that's exactly what I've just mentioned.
But the police is yet to give the full go-ahead. Should the police say that they don't have the...
I've just told you that we have concluded, and there's an agreement on the dates and also an agreement on the routes. So there's not like police is not going to be giving an agreement.
For all the systems.
Nationwide demonstration.
Yes.
The same thing.
That's the NDC's General Secretary Fifi Kwete speaking there.
I mentioned some idea be
your contradiction and the lies. Ebi out Ghana unim the echo. Let's run through this quickly, man. Pick a course, cry, it's fine. Now see what is happening. As we speak today, and Amin Adams, or finance minister, Ebeye press conference, and what did he say? Or say, Ghana's debt rises to 761 billion. Amin Adams blames cedi depreciation. Finance minister and Obeye press conference. I mean, sure, reality, no. Oya press conference or say, one, Obeso kacha Ghana for say, eka ye di, omo ayabo mo bisia, ye jai tuya. Eka ye di, omo ayabo mo bisia ufie, pensioners, ene di endien for, ene so ye jai tuya. Inti eka ye di ankasa no, sesi ano, ye jai insihu, ene eka nankasa tuya, for now. Na uyi sa nyoma ni nyina free mu a eka edaho eye 761 billion from Kwame Nkrumah Bresu besi John Mahama time a free power 2016 na eka Ghana bo nyina daho na embro 222 billion, sorry 123 billion na embro tie from Kwame Nkrumah nyoma yesisi wo Ghana ebesi ebo abrofo ebesi jeje besi gwanwan ebesi John Mahama so no from Kwame Nkrumah no besi ya bo nyina na embro 123 billion na embro John Mahama etam Ghana ama edien ama eye Kufuado na Ghana ke da ho na edien na embro 123 billion yatam eye Ghana ehye MPP ni Kufuado nsa 7 December 2017. 7 December 2017. From 123 billion. And the Ghana, sorry, 120 billion, I'm sorry. From Kwame Nkrumah all the way to John Mahama timer, Ujai Power Ma Kufuado. Na Ghana dia 120 billion. Nyoma yesisi ye nyina bobo besia wa brochire ko IMF gen den nyina ba ye no ebesi John Mahama so no na eka ye de 120 billion cedis 120 billion na eka da ye so no and from 7 January 2017 ebedru eye end date ameno ka say eka na jump from 120 billion to 761 billion abra yen service ye kan biu. That means I say start to say ye tia e kana ye de abrofo no bi insihu na ye kano ebro 1 trillion tie Ekufuado nko a wa bebo eye de eka over 600 billion egu over 600 billion ontumi si one hospital one oba time to me wurum ekowo efa no ho fan ba MPP CB just less than 8 years Ekufuado ne bawumia etumi abobesia 1 over 600 billion. Why should we even listen to Bawumia? Why should any reasonable Ghanaian today awadwene ye adwuma to say Bawumia kasabiti no? Are we mad? Ya bodam ye nimu nyansa. Why should anybody even how say on hini bi kura betuma tena ka say Bawumia ye nto abamawo? Na akonwa na woteso sen. How say on hini be bie na no aka say Bawumia toaso na wo ahindi na woteso nka wo ya accounts anka da hoto ahindi na wudi no wo hini na woto aka say Bawumia era wa ya ade e de ye ntoma na toaso me say ahindi na wudi no anka e bank akonwa anka da hoteso sanke aka say ya accounts akonwa no anka da hoteso say Ghana na ye papa dia wo hini no papa dia e na anka wo de accountant abato ano na watam e carry free 120 billion to almost 1 trillion anka wo beka say on toaso ade na mo ye dipa bone fo za ade na mo hyeda kata bodi tena nkonwa so etena fie ahemfo mo ya kromo mu ya kromfo a mo nka no kore. You know things are not right, and this is the reality. And so would the ekana yentua no yen service no say no we beka ho a is over 400 billion ya cross 1 trillion. Bawumia is still telling you say it is possible to take us to 2 trillion. He's telling you it is possible because when him say Jimmy, we are just listening to slogans. Now, Shadie, you see this. Nana Danko Kufuado, all the way in June 2024, and order the release of 1.5 billion bailout for banking sector cleanup victims. June and Ekufuado catch the finance ministry say omunyi Ghana sika 1.5 billion na omunchema hwemo omunchema omwa omufole under financial cleanup, banking cleanup no. Okay. Banks, the for sa institutions and no ka ho bank gu ni nyina na na dan kwa catch and also or instruct finance minister all the way in June say omunyi Ghana sika 1.5 billion na omunchema victims no omo musika ko kemu no. This news is all the way June 2024. June, right? All right, how there. And the finance minister say June, July, August, your August. Finance Minister Naba Bekasa or say, I have directed the Controller and Accountant General to disburse 700 million cedis to customers of defunct institutions, including Black Shield. And the Amin Adams Abeka says, oh, Ekufuado ka say yenche 1.5 billion Emma omwa banking sector cleanup ne ka omwa omusika kokwem no. And the Augusti and Asebio finance minister say wa instruct accountant general say yenyi 1.5 billion mu 700 million na yenchema omwa sa atoyira nkyerem no omo abegu bank omo create atoyira nkyerem no sa nkofo no yenyi sika de bi ne yenkyechema omo. Now it is so funny because Mahamudu Bawumia emiti press no. There was something interesting about Bawumia Kanye. Bawumia emiti press no, the issue of banking cleanup by. And Yebusa Bawumia say banking cleanup no, sika mudi gu banks ni ade no. Sebio ayese mo anhwene ho. Ede na motam sika say egu bank abranka bo betima tenetene bank no. Bawumia ema answer no oka kire nipa na journalist and say they didn't close any bank in Ghana. They merged them. Okay. Bawumia meeting president say oka kire Ghana for say omo inclusive bank bia na omo merge bank. Now o kind the Ekufuado story in June or sit another orders release of 1.5 bailout for banking sector cleanup victims. It means some people were victims when the cleanup happened. Meaning amount for be who kaye. Now uba ende Amin Adams asema oka ono oka say defunct institutions se bronika se bibi a defunctor as I say this bank is defunct, this school is defunct, this institution is defunct, just say egu, just say yeguno enye juma defunct obi to make say defunctional into se broni use word no defunctor. It means say banks na omugu no meaning banks no mo beto ye no omu gu banks no and omu ye den omu eden ebedi nipa na omu save respective banks ni mu no omu bedi omu ka. And so Bawumia share press no ye busa ne say eye banks no omu gu no sa defunct banks no Bawumia ka kire journalists say ye ngu banks no na emom ye merge bank no na say ye merge bank na aden na we 700 million out of 1.45 billion to pay customers because say ye merge ya they don't need to be paid. It means if it was merged, it wasn't closed down. It wasn't shut down. No money was lost. Now say now, then it means some banks were shut down. People's money were locked. Say a merger there, then it means no money was lost. In this now could say Bawumia ne press na or share a media na. He was lying.
We saved the deposits of 4.6 million bank depositors who really were going to lose their deposits if those banks were not saved. Were not saved. Were not saved.
Listen. Bawumia, a true for. Listen, he was about to say we're not collapsed, but and Kobeka were not collapsed, but he knows that when he uses the word collapse, it means omunomugu banks. No, in terms of they were not saved because he knows they collapsed the banks, but because of politics, because Obechan 20, you could see, say he was he was actually about to say were collapsed, but na onim say obetwatro and santro so ka collapse and ho be kire no. And this na no popo no. I just want to draw your attention. He will speak. Mama kan nyina, but you could see say they are taking out the word collapse, defunct. They are now trying to use the word merge because they know say collapse bank no e de ka by anka of ma. Why are we paying victims? If you just merge banks, why are we supposed to pay victims banks which were just merged? Say a car bank bomuso munyejuma, I then will be loses ka. It is because you shut down banks. That is why you need to pay victims. Now Tiba Yepa, he was going to say collapse, but or a for so he quickly moved away from there. Tino.
We saved the deposits of 4.6 million bank depositors who really were going to lose their deposits if those banks were not saved. Banks were not saved. If those banks were not saved. If those banks were not saved. I don't understand whether the former president has taken his time to actually understand what happened in the banking sector. Some atrocious things happened. And this is why these banks had to be saved. They were not collapsed, they were merged into other banks. To be saved. They were not collapsed, they were merged into other banks. And we know banking depositor lost 1 cedi. Everybody maintained that you had very bad things happening. To be saved. They were not collapsed, they were merged into other banks. And we know banking depositor lost 1 cedi. Everybody maintained that
what about me? I say the banks were merged and no depositor, whatever they belong to, an institution or a bank, nobody lost a cent. So why are we paying monies to victims? Why are we today paying monies to victims? If Baumia is telling us nobody lost money and that it was because the banks were merged and that they were not collapsed. If they were not collapsed, why are we paying compensation? Because when you merge a bank, technically, it means you are merging it to make sure that they are still operating. That means the money does not go anywhere. The monies basically are still being used by the banks. Now, the only way you pay compensation to victims or people who lost their money is when that bank they were saving at was collapsed. That is why he was moving away from the word the banks were collapsed. Into no bank was collapsed. That is why today you can say nobody lost any money. They were merged. So if the banks were merged, why are we paying compensation? Here, MPP for Baumia Onimyanzao. Baumia or a liar or a truthful. On Bumo or whom Jimmy. You see, Baumia is relying on the fake media, some of them, to help him project in a lies. No? When you take your time and listen to Baumia, every minute he speaks, he lies. Now, Shadewaha. This is another thing. Before even I go there, let me speak on this. Where did you go? Where did you go? Amin Adams, or your finance minister, Asaka Asembi. Year to date, cedi depreciation against dollar is 21.5% as at August 26th. Now, Baumia ne press. Meet the press now. Mr. Which date was it? Sunday was what date? Let me go back. I have my calendar here. Sunday was 25th, right? Amin Adams say, ABC ended 26th, no? Cedi no depreciation against the dollar, no? 21.5% on the finance minister. Just 4 days ago, na Baumia emiti press, no? Oka say cedi depreciation against the dollar. No, Baumia can say is saying, let's listen to Baumia. Let's share how Baumia can lie to Ghanaians. And the finance minister say from 2024 started be seen there, which is the 29th of August, cedi depreciation against the dollar is 21.5%. Now Bawumia meeting press on Sunday, yeah. Now let's go and hear what Bawumia said when it came to the cedi year-to-date depreciation. That means Sunday came before ended 29th. Sunday was 25th. Yanshe time ana Bawumia meet the press the okafa cedi depreciation on any percentage. Na yemfa toto Amin Adams no hu say sa 3 days here can the cedi depreciate, or basically it can appreciate in the 4 days, it can appreciate like 4 points, or it can depreciate.
Exchange rate. And this is why we have seen that recently, even though we're depreciating in November at 54%, this year the depreciation has been 18.6% so far, right? We're looking at about 18.6%. The depreciation has been 18.6% at 54%. This year, the depreciation has been 18.6% so far, right? We're looking at about 18.6%. So you're looking at a situation this year. Why is the depreciation lower? Because the fundamentals have strengthened. The fiscal deficit is under 5%. We are running at 54%. This year, the depreciation rate. And this is why we have seen that recently, even though we're depreciating in November at 54%, this year the depreciation has been 18.6% so far, right? We're looking at about 18.6%. So you're looking at a situation this year. Why is the depreciation lower? Because the fundamentals have strengthened.
The guy is a liar. He's a thief. 3 days ago, what see the depreciation against the dollar is 18%, 18.3 or 4. The finance minister after 3 days or by also it had depreciated 21.5%, almost 22. In 2 percent, say in just a year, 3 days, the city has appreciated or depreciated about 5-7 points. Why is Bawumia such a liar? And then Bawumia every single minute no chatro.